Lies. There's definitely not 999 million. I don't know if there's any stream that could handle that. Ooh. Is my chat working this time? The last two times I've streamed, my chat boxes haven't been working. 980 million there. uh try subtracting about 976 million. Yeah. I wonder how much Kick can handle. Let me see. What? Oh, 14 million? Did I do the math wrong? I probably did the math. Should I wish. Or just four, just four. It's literally just four. You did the math so wrong. You know what? That's okay. I spend all day teaching. If I get the math wrong outside of work, I think that's good. Oh, wow. I think my thing is super delayed. Let's see. Oh, my game is already. Oh, my game crashed. Yeah, teaching. I never thought that teaching would be so hard. Let's see. It's 3 a.m. Nobody can do math. It's 3 a.m. for you. It is not 3 a.m. for me. It is still like, for me, it's 6 o'clock in the afternoon or nighttime, whatever you want to. Oh my gosh. My chair is way too straight. Oh my gosh. Let me. So I'm trying to keep the creator dashboard up on Kick. So if any people follow me, I actually can say thank you because it's the only way I could see it because Kick doesn't fully connect to Restream. So I can see you guys sending chat, but if someone follows, I can never see it. Also, why are you up at 3 a.m.? That is so late. Aren't you sleepy? Isn't your bed calling you, Ox? Is it late or is it early? You know what? It depends. Depends if you have to work or not. And like what time. I'm not paying attention at all. I am. I don't remember where I put the boat. Yeah. True. You could have like a late job. Oh. I think for me, having a job at nighttime just sounds terrible because I love like true. But the fact that you're saying it makes me think it's not true though. Maybe you're just in bed, wide awake, unable to fall asleep, thinking of all the demons that haunt you at night. Could be doing that. And then you go to work early morning and you're just super tired and listless because you didn't sleep, because you needed the company of the stream. Not the demons. You never know. I love that my animals are pretty quiet until I start streaming, and then all of a sudden, Like, nothing satisfies them. They're all crying. Wait, Cat, why are you here? Aren't you supposed to be tired? If any demons would ruin my sleep, I would eat them for breakfast with the fury of endless rage. So then what time do you go to sleep then? Do you wait until day comes? Dinner is in like 15 minutes. Well, I know you can't sleep right now.
A lost message was inside. The embers rush past in a blur. They must not know what awaits. Poor, foolish little embers. A few trip and falter, grasping for a reason to stop or turn around.
If there is sleepwalking, why couldn't there be sleep eating? True. I think there is sleep eating, though. I think people have caught themselves waking up and, like, eating. Yeah. Imagine if you were gaining weight and you didn't understand why. And it's because you were sleep eating. Knowing my luck, I'd choke. Dude, I would totally choke. I choke on my food just on a regular basis. Not as often as I used to. There was a point where I was choking on my food so often that I was like, I'm going to die. And no one's gonna know, because no one's gonna know that they need to check on my dead body. Like, there was this is probably morbid.
The stranger was so lost.
Lost. Ken. No one needs to go here. Anyone else choked on their own saliva, or just me? Oh, okay, just joking. Ha ha ha. No, it's not just you, actually. I had this issue too. No, I do it all the time, dude. See, you're not alone. We all do it, apparently. We're all just gonna die on our own spit. Because we're just...
They thought they could find the way home.
I need to move this. That's a relief in a way.
The road had turned another way.
Oh, where am I supposed to? Move this. Wait, no. Would that... No, I need to move this. How do I switch it? But well, not in a good way, but a way. Fair enough. At least if one of us dies from choking on our spit, like, we'll die knowing we're not alone in the world. That's really morbid. So if I did that, that would not have moved it. Closer. Yeah, closer. Still a sad death, but 1% less sad of a death. Count me in. When I think of choking deaths, I always think of this autopsy that I saw, well, I didn't see the autopsy. I saw the remnants of the autopsy, and it was an older person who choked on an orange, like a piece of an orange, and they showed the esophagus, and the orange lodged in the esophagus, like, so it wasn't like super morbid or anything like that. But I don't know where I was going with that, actually. Yeah. I just, for some reason, I don't remember anything else but that orange and the esophagus. Like, I don't know. It left an impression on me. I don't know how to turn these around. And honestly, I really love oranges too. But oranges no longer love me. They give me really bad acid reflux. Okay, it can be... Leave this here. Worst acid problems I have ever had was with tomato juice. That sucks. And no cause that makes sense because of all the potassium. Wait, what? What are you talking about, Kat? And you know, the worst thing about tomato juice, it does not taste good. At least not to me. Maybe there is a person who is like super obsessed with tomato juice. What happens if I... Yeah, it's not gonna work. Isn't potassium in bananas? Potassium is super high in tomatoes. Oh, I did not know that. People with no kidneys can't eat them unless they want to sleep forever. I don't think... But you can't live without your kidneys. You'd have to be on dialysis for the rest of your life. So you're saying people who are on dialysis can't have like tomatoes and bananas? I feel like I should know this because I knew someone who was on dialysis for like several years. I think it was like over 8 years. I am not turning these babies around. Maybe. Can't have a lot of salt if you're on dialysis. I know that part because that's basically what happened to one of my family members. Okay, I turned it around, but this is not... It needs to be turned around again. Again and again. I don't know, my mother used to love tomato juice. I was like, okay, let's give it a try. Worst decision ever, RP. You know, parents don't always have the best suggestions. Oh, this reminds me of a story of my mom. So my mom is like a weird, like she like grazes throughout the day. But sometimes she doesn't like eat enough. And so she'll just have like a craving for something. And one time she was like visiting me and I turn this around again. She was visiting me and so I had like it was like organic gummy bears. I don't know. I would only buy them like once a year because it would take me an entire year to eat it because it was like a pound of candy of gummy bears, like organic versions of gummy bears. Anyway, she comes to visit me, and she legit ate the entire bag in one sitting. And then she got sick, and she's like, oh my God, I think I'm allergic to the gummy bears because I feel so sick right now. And I was like, no, you just ate a pound of gummy bears. And so you just overdosed yourself on sugar. It does sound core if you put it in that kind of context. I'm getting somewhere with this. Am I? Oops. But the worst part about this too, this reminds me of the sugar-free gummy bear incident years ago. Oh no. Was it used with that diuretic? Is it xylitol? What happened to you? I'll finish my story real quick. Basically, I told her, no, you ate too much candy. And her response was like, no, I'm allergic to it. And to this day, she does not believe that she ate that entire pound of candy. What happened with your sugar-free gummy bears? I've got it.
Curling and coiling, lost forever.
Ugh. It didn't happen to me. There were hundreds of thousands of reviews on Amazon for a pound bag. Oh, what was... what were the reviews? Wait, was it because it had...
Stranger looked at
Okay,
Ember
right.
with relief. I tried to go back, but I just went nowhere. Time to go forward, I think.
Did it have xylitol in it, which I think is a diuretic of one of the sweeteners? But people didn't read the instructions about xylitol and probably like overate on the sugar-free gummy bears. A slide. I wish I could just have a slide randomly in my house to get from one place to another. I feel like it'd be fun. In short, you will be stuck in the bathroom for a week and birth out your heart. Oh, those poor souls. They thought they were being healthy, and instead they went on an extreme diet of diuretics. I wonder if those... You gotta admit, the birthing out your heart sounds hardcore. I don't know if that... How would that work out? Oh, I need to... I'd happily go out that way. Really? You're just like collapsed on a toilet and they pull your dead body off of the toilet, and then they look down and your heart is just on top of a pile of shit. That's definitely one way to go.
The ghost said, "You have done all you can, little one. Your journey lies ahead. Your journey is nearing its end, little one."
It's definitely one way to give PTSD to anyone finding you. It would. And then like I feel like there would be a medical study on trying to figure out how the heck did the heart come out.
You have cleared a path for others to follow. I will guide them after you have gone. Only the Forest King knows where the final campfire sleeps.
The it only just says sugar-free gummy bears. Oh, yeah, and the Amazon page got removed. I wouldn't be surprised. Weapons of mass destruction gummy bears. That is why they're being regulated. That's why Amazon took down the page.
Ask them your questions.
Because the gummy bears were single-handedly taking down the people of whatever country.
Know that if you return here, you will always be welcome.
Ooh. I don't know why my dog's barking. Definitely scared me. I don't know if you guys could hear that. Rumors are there are still Iranian dark web pages with DIY manuals for those gummy bears. Oh my god. You never know. The things that people think of for war is very interesting, to say the least. I mean, you have like
The taste of fresh air was welcoming as Ember left the caves behind.
it sounds crazy, right, what Ox is saying, but then you think about how the pilgrims purposely infected blankets and gave them to Native Americans so that they would die. You got wait. Uh-oh. Cat's about to go to war for something.
The forlorn was different. Their gentle music filled Ember's thoughts.
Also, Agent Orange, the USA loves chemicals. Yeah, I had a friend who was born, whose dad was exposed to Agent Orange, and she was a child born from Agent Orange. She had like physical disabilities, but she was like, she didn't really care. She still lived like however she would have lived even if she didn't have those
I
disabilities.
sang. I was Ember. I was Bird. I was forlorn. None were my true self. I will not go back to flame nor feather. I will find another way. Ember understood and let them be.
All right, you will find a way on your own. Is there anything else? Ah. Oh, it's all dark now. DuPont. It sounds...
Something was wrong. Ember could feel it.
It sounds familiar, but I don't remember. What do they make? What does DuPont make? And yes, they probably are American. I mean...
It was quiet. All the birds had gone.
The Teflon and other plastic stuff company. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. You'd have to look it up, actually. I wouldn't be surprised if they are American, but that whole situation with non-sticks is the whole thing too. Oh, great.
There you are. You've done this. The king is gone. Gone. What did you do? Telling lies, being tricksy? We had no troubles till this one.
I destroyed the king by saving all the souls, or the souls that I could. According to an article in 2020. Oh, they sold it. I wonder if they invested in one of these newer non-stick, supposedly chemical-free pans that they have right now. But
The king is dead. Dead. They'll be coming for us now, all of them. Who looks after us now?
Uh-oh. Well, it's not like we knew he was gonna die, right?
What does we do?
What does we do?
I'm not a real bird, just wearing bird clothes. They're not even a real bird. Who look after them now? The Ember looked proud. I've nearly earned my full feathers. How are you getting on? The Ember hesitated. Oh, really well? Me too. I can't wait until everyone has to listen to me. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
The Ember looked proud. I've nearly earned my full feather. The Ember hesitated. I can't wait until everyone... Yeah.
I thought they were gonna have different things.
The traveler looked lost. Have you been searching for home too? I wandered so long, but something feels wrong out there. I'm not sure it feels right here either. The stranger inhaled deeply. The cook taught me this recipe. Don't tell anyone, but the secret ingredient is pork.
I think I already knew that.
The stranger spoke earnestly. The Forest King is right, you know. I've seen those embers turned forlorn. It's a shame they wouldn't listen.
I don't know where I'm supposed to go. So I think I've released all the Forlorn. Am I? I don't know. I feel like this isn't a win
Ember approached the
kind
forlorn,
of game.
but felt it was different. They said, I know what I need to do, what I need to feel. I don't want to be helped. Ember could not help. Not all problems were puzzles to be solved.
Won't know till you get to the end. That's the thing is like, I like, usually it opens up something. Oh, I didn't.
Ember found a secret note from the Wanderer. A few embers flock together. Together we linger. Together we could be a beacon, a lighthouse.
So that was the very last one. So that's what I'm saying is like, it's not very specific on where I should go next. Because this is the second level. I'm assuming I don't have to go here, right? You know, what's the worst that happens?
The ghost said, You have done all you can, little one. Your journey lies ahead.
I don't go backwards. I don't know what to do if the king's dead. It was so touching, it should have opened up your heart. The death of the king should have opened my heart. Is that what you're saying? I don't remember who I was supposed to give that feather to either. Well, I'm determined I didn't need to go there. Well, now that you ask it this way. Can I give the guy the feather?
There you are. You've done this. The king is gone. Telling lies? We had no troubles till this one.
We've already done this.
The king is dead. They'll be coming for us now, all of them. Who looks after us now? What does we do? I'm not a real... They're not even a real bird. Who'll look after them now?
They teach you English for years, then you see what does we do in a video game. Maybe it's like honestly, have you been to America? I'm not even... Wait. I didn't mean to do that. You'll find that too far away. Yeah, the flight we're in from Eastern Europe, I think it was that you're from, Ox, would be very far. It'd be very long. But yeah, no. If you came to America, you'd understand people aren't great with grammar. Does it just end like that? I am ready to just look up a YouTube video on... Yeah. It's not until they try to start correcting you where people start getting uppity about... No, this is also a different thing. Right? Also depends on area. Some places just have different ways of wording. That's true. So you could experience... You know what? I'm feeling really lazy right now. I am... And my cat is threatening me right now. Let's see, just a sec. I wonder... I'm looking up the ending. I don't care. I like how this game was easy until the last area, and then where you're supposed to go after it doesn't make sense. Or wait, what if that is the ending? What if me killing the king by accident was the ending? Let me turn off game capture. There is a whole actual ending. Yeah, well, I don't know where to go. And the area is they have a lot of... Oh, great. Thought you were going somewhere with that ox.
Something was wrong. Ember could feel it.
Let me put this up. Wait. Also depends on area. Someplace. I feel like I missed some part of the conversation, and I have no idea what you guys talked about.
All the birds had gone. There you are. You've done this. The king is gone. Gone.
Oh. I did not see those. All right, guys. Let's pretend we didn't see that. Let's go back to the king. Hey, you didn't point it out either, so... Why do you have cells as your background? They're cells to the disease that I have, or disorder, whatever. Mitochondria is the powerhouse of her motor. It makes me feel... I don't know, I think the picture just makes me feel like it's like a reminder that it exists, because it's a disorder that you can't easily diagnose. And it took 10 years of me actively trying to get someone to diagnose me, to get diagnosed. And then it took 15 years of like, hey, I think there's something wrong. So I don't know. It's just like this serves as a nice reminder of like, it exists. Oh, and my thing. Yeah, they're cells of endometriosis. It also, yeah. It also makes it easier to have something scientific. It makes it easier for me to not have as much of an emotional attachment to it if I look at it through like a scientific lens, even if it's a picture. Okay. Oh, we got this. Okay. Maybe it's just because Kat just mentioned going out with shitting out her heart, but this just looks like we're going into the cave of his asshole.
Chains and pulleys in the base of the chair.
That's for dear.
It didn't feel real.
Oh.
The Forest King wasn't real.
Oh. Quite literally. Wait. Am I trapped in here now? I better not. Right, I become the new Forest King. I'm trapped in this little square.
Broken boats were scattered on the water.
Statue's awesome. It would be rock bottom if I did end up there. That would be such a terrible ending. Oh, is this the last spire?
The ghost spoke. Brave little one. Few have made this journey.
Yeah, not many people go into the ass journey. Oh. The rock bottom journey. That's what we should call this. Oh, let me say that again. What? I didn't even read that you put I tapped that rock bottom.
This is the last campfire. Your path ahead is clear. What you do now is yours to decide.
I want to... who am I supposed to help? What's it say? I don't know what I chose.
This is the end of the path.
Oops. I wanted to help others. I didn't mean to do that, but that's okay.
You have helped all who can be helped. It It is time to complete your own journey.
Yes, I did release all the wanted forlorn since there is finish the journey. Okay.
A boat lies waiting, but it belongs to another.
Another.
Their path was not so straight as yours. Seek them out before you move on.
Aww. Okay. Is there a
It
boat?
was a dock, but there was no boat.
Okay. If I go here, will I be able to find that last person? Do I want to find that last person? Wait. Alright. What happens if I go down here? Was this where I could find that last person? Oh!
In the clearing, Ember hoped to find answers.
Hi, person.
Behind the Forest King's
Huge
puppetry
mirror.
was the wanderer in the red cloak. The stranger spoke. Why didn't you stop? Why not stay safe in the nest I made?
What nest?
Don't you see? This is all there is, just the end. What hope can there be in that?
Everything.
The stranger had dropped their mask. Ember knew they spoke the truth. The path goes nowhere, but we sail on regardless. Slipping beyond the horizon, one after the other. I couldn't bear it.
This is kind of depressing.
In the end, I destroyed the boats. What have I done? Slowly, the stranger withdrew. I wanted to be a lighthouse for others.
Oh no, don't cry, cat.
How do you save others once your light has gone out?
You take a reprieve and then you go back to it. No! No! Okay, that was depressing. No! Oh, that was so sad.
The wanderer's thoughts had become twisted.
Hits too close to home. Yeah, I'm sure we've all had moments like that. Oh. Not what I expected. I'm in the way. Where do I put this guy? I need to get down. Am I...
Hiding every day behind a mask.
I see the mask. Oh, I can't take this down? I'm actually, you had it correct initially. How, well, what was it that I did? Because I don't remember, God. Stand on stairs, bring it to the wall. Oh, I still have room that way. You are correct. I am dumb. Time to chop some woods. Okay. Oh, I could just bring you down somehow. Perfect. Nope. One more. Nope. Wait. Okay. There you go.
Watching hopeful little ones arrive endlessly.
Oh, wait. Are we gonna need you? Ta-da.
knowing the empty path that lay ahead.
It's only as empty as you think it is.
Inside that dim light was a hidden pain.
Off we go.
They had watched those they care for turn forlorn.
I think I will blow the soul away.
They had locked their hope away, tried to protect it.
Can't lock up hope. I feel like hope is the antithesis of freedom.
And Ember's actions had seemed a distorted mirror.
I mean, you could be in the worst situation, but hope makes you feel free even for like a little bit.
The Wanderer searched for words. When I reached this place, I could see the truth. This is all that there is. There is nothing that comes after.
What's so wrong with that?
How do you face that? I'm not ready.
That's why you live every day to the best of your ability. You pass your hope to others, you just keep going. You pass your hope to others. Well, they are not ready. Did I choose the right thing?
I turned back, tried to stop the others.
Uh-oh.
Built a little nest. What a mess that was. You hope, you try, you fail, and then nothing more.
It matters that we fail. It matters that we try. It matters that we hope. I think it matters that we try.
I thought I was saving them, that they would lose hope if they knew. But without an end, they lost hope anyway.
Oh, he's the one that
Wanderer
created the
took a breath.
Skeksis little thing.
I thought it would lead somewhere, mean something. Ember paused.
Nothing ever has the meaning you would hope it had. Like if you go into something.
So many
Maybe that's just
places
me.
the path had taken them. So many others whose paths had crossed their own.
It's okay to be scared. The path is what matters. It's okay to be scared.
After everything I've done, I don't deserve to move on. Only my boat remains. Take my oar. Finish your journey. Leave this place. Ember knew the end lay ahead. Were they any more ready than the Wanderer?
Oh, I just thought of the most morbid, sad thing right now. Are we in my custom boat? What? We were just in the basic boat. What about the custom boat that we had? Oh, they're all coming. This is... I like how everyone else was like, fuck you guys, I'm taking this boat by myself. None of them shared except these two. They were roommates. A little greed before the end. Yeah, I could totally see that. But now all the boats are gonna be crowded around this one ladder. There's literally one ladder. Oh wait, there's some parking spaces on the sides. Okay. This might be too many boats, though.
There is a place where the lost embers go.
Oh.
As their light begins to fade.
Yeah, I definitely got quite a few achievements in that last hour. But that was kind of sad at the end. I think the music really hit me. Like, if the music wasn't there, I probably wouldn't have gotten teary-eyed. The soft voice and the music definitely made it hit more. It definitely did. Like, once they got to the fire and they're like, okay, let's get into the boat. That's when I was like, oh my god. They're like, and that's when I was saying like, I thought of something really morbid, which I'm not gonna say because it's really terrible. But that's when I was like, oh, it's so cute and sad. All right, what's my next game? I'm not gonna play it today though. I think the next single player game I'm gonna play is The Walking Dead, the Telltale definitive series. Yeah. I've been looking forward to that one, which is why I've been trying to like finish this game, because it's like I want to see the story for that. Have you guys watched Fallout? It just like came out on Prime this past weekend. Not yet. I binged watched it in like 2 days or 2.5 days. I didn't even know that Fallout is still around. Yeah, I don't know when the last game came out, but definitely the only reason I knew about the show, what? The reason why I know about the show is, it was like heavily promoted in the US. And so that's the only reason I knew about it. I didn't, yeah, sorry, he didn't say anything new. Was it printed on milk cartons? Yes, it was. We still have milk cartons here. It was definitely printed on milk cartons. Not that I would know. Not that I would know if that is accurate or not, because I don't drink milk and haven't in a long time. I don't like milk. I've never liked milk. When I was a kid, I would eat my cereal with water. I don't know why. And I tried that when I was like older. Um, you don't like milk. Yeah, I've never liked milk. I like oat milk. But of all the milks, that's all I could do. Warm water, at least. No, just cold water, because I lived in Southern California and it is super freaking hot for most of the time. Icy water. Sometimes you could add ice cubes. Yeah, I would actually. Would I suggest it for anyone? No, not really. But it was a thing. I love ice, but not where I live now. It doesn't get warm enough. I'm going to try it tomorrow. You're going to don't do it. I tried it when I was older and it was terrible. I don't know why as a kid I liked drinking or like having cereal with water. And tomorrow is today for you, isn't it? I need to move this. Kids are weird. Yeah. Yeah. I used to also like celery and peanut butter. I tried that. Well, it's Wednesday. Yeah. And it's going to be Wednesday for quite a while for you. What time do you have to wake up, Ox? Hello from the future. Hello, future. How's our day? How's our Wednesday looking? Is it going to be a good day? What's it like in the future? Let me check. It smells like yesterday, feels like yesterday, no big deal. Did you? Wait, so is it like 5 in the morning for you right now, Ox? Because it's 3 a.m., only 4. Okay. So you're in the same time zone as Paris. Ugh. This is a good and terrible time to be up because it's super quiet all around, but it's also like if you've been up and you haven't slept at all, you're super tired. What time are you going to go to sleep? Last time you went to sleep at a reasonable time. Today is not one of those days, right? Nothing. Kat, when are you going to stream? Well, I don't even have a schedule for sleep. Oh, fair enough. I have to admit, so I don't work all year round. I have summers off, and when I don't work in the summers, doing a night shift right now. Are you serious? Were you actually serious about doing you were at work right now? I honestly thought you were joking about that. My cat's asshole is in the way. I can't see. Yeah, you are. Oh man. Is it like a security job, I'm assuming? Because you couldn't do that. Like I used to work at like I did night shift one time. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, because I did night shift for something else. They call it something um there was like I don't know how to describe what this job was. It was basically putting mail together, but it's not like you were putting the envelopes and packaging together and then sending them out. Could be like for credit card companies and stuff like that. But this company worked all 24/7, and I did the night shift for, I want to say, for like 2-3 months, and it was the absolute worst. I so one, it was like doing manual labor in the middle of the night, but two, is just I could never I just found it really hard to function the next day. So kudos to you and working night shift, because I could never do it. What time do you get off? If some kind of emergency happens, you're not going to be the one that people can rely on. Paycheck's a paycheck. Okay, but Kat, when are you streaming? Kat, you should stream now. I could get off and then I could be in your chat. Yeah, but like watching CCTV isn't the same as watching like a show. It's kind of boring. I mean, I assume. I don't think I could sit in front of um a bunch of multiple like viewpoints of CCTV. Imagine being Batman watching CCTV. That is what Ox is right now. No, the empty streets are super interesting. Okay, Ox is just giving us a hint right now. He has CCTV for streets, so it's not in a building, which is different than what I thought it was. That's why I'm not watching a stream right now either. Ox, you're like Batman, but like a bad version of Batman, because you're not even looking at the right thing. Well, you are, wink wink. Bank security. I like how we're trying to like guess what exactly he's securing. What do you do though, too? If you're not like an officer or prison jail security, watch for breakouts. I feel like people are smart enough not to have like a regular breakout. But you never know. Is it that reminds me of those guys who dug out the wall in their prison cell to escape. How do we know they aren't police security instead of hired contract security? True. Did Kick just die? No, it didn't. I have a black screen on though, and it's just my avatar on. Maybe your job's onto you and they're cutting your internet. Wanted to send Batman from Wish. Yeah, we actually when I first started streaming, we I changed the settings on chat because it wouldn't let you chat repetitively um immediately after. So I have it on like a 1 second slow mode, quote unquote, because when we just leave it as how it is regular, it doesn't work at all. Well, it's an office building, hired contract. I moved my thing. Nothing ever happens, and even if something did, I would just need to call the police anyways. Yeah, I was just thinking like security, well, security in America, I know they're very limited to what they can do because it becomes a lawsuit after. And so primarily they try not to touch the person um, if they leave the vicinity, a certain vicinity. It won't let two mods be in the same chat. So I'm usually in Twitch chat while Bex is in Kick. Yeah, that does happen. It's not bad. Yeah, I imagine you don't get paid much, but you probably get paid more than what the day person gets paid because most people don't want to do the night shift. Remove this. All right. I Hey, if you think it's all right, good for you. At least that is more than a lot of people would say. As long as you're able to eat and don't want to cry. Yeah, there are worse jobs, right? Like when I first started the job that I have now, came home crying like several times. I'm able to eat my tears. You just lick your face while you're crying. I wonder. Oh yeah. I can now I can now do something that I can't remember what I'm trying to do. I can now uninstall this game because I've finished it and then put it in a collection. Sweet, I'm downloading The Walking Dead, the Telltale Definitive series. Dude, same first day of training at my current job, cried and almost quit. Really? Oh my gosh. But you work in retail and like it's like candy. No, it's decent for this work, but since it's a whole different country, I don't think details would mean much anyways. Just almost you did it. It has Kat, your job has to be better than your last job, right? Um do you tell us the story. Retail like stores. That's hell. Yeah, it is absolute hell. Oh my god. Yeah, I won't if I hope I never have to work retail again. That's what I'll say. People are just weird. I worked at a souvenir store. Never again. A souvenir store? Is it full of tourists then? Is it that kind of souvenir store? Because I feel like that would be the fucking worst. I hear, I hear a lot of American tourists are terrible in other countries. I remember one time I was staying at some random person's house and they're like, "You're the nicest American I've ever met." I was like, "Well, I was raised by immigrants, so." I'm at a specialty chocolate shop, so people are super snooty. Really? I would not have thought that about chocolate shops. Americans were all right. Oh, that's good. Yes. At least one European doesn't fully hate Americans. Got him. You know what? Yeah, Kat, write us a story about your chocolate. I know. When I was in Italy, when I was like, type up your story and I'm going to tell my Italian experience and my French one if there's time. But when I was a kid, I just always thought Italy would be so cool. I don't know why. I could not tell you what inspired that. It's such a long story and so many. I'm in call if you want to hear it. Oh, that'll make it easier. Just a sec. We got to entertain Ox while they're still at work. Am on this?
Wait, no, finish your story.
Oh, okay. So I like romanticized Italy for some reason. I don't know why. But I went to Italy and
Hello?
Can you hear me?
You muted in Discord.
Am I muted? I don't know if I'm muted in Discord. It doesn't show that I'm muted. That's so weird. None of you are.
Oh, I'll just have the stream open and overhear myself talking then.
Yeah, fair. All right. So I went to Italy and there is some stereotypes about Italy that are true. One of them were like the men were a little too aggressive. Like the amount of times that I was followed and like I guess they thought they were flirting, but really they were just being offensive because I'd say no and they'd be like, "Oh, come on. You know, like let's go out for lunch and stuff." I'm like, "No, I don't want to. I'm trying to look at whatever, you know?" So that was kind of weird. And then I have quite a few tattoos. And when I was in France, I was on a bus. So when I was in France, I was not in the I was not there for touristy reasons. I was there meeting up with friends. And we had like this little event going on. And so I ended up in like some random place in Paris that was not full of tourists. And the amount of looks I got as I was walking through was really awkward. And I just, yeah, I don't know what to add to that actually. Oh, wait, is your mic selected to proper mic in settings? I don't know, but tell your stories because you're probably better at stories than I am right now, especially because I'm feeling kind of tired.
Well, it depends on what story you want to hear, because I have a lot.
So, it's up to Ox.
Do you want to hear about my first day of trading or, oh god, a holiday?
It's true. He said, "How could I choose if I don't know them?"
The best story?
Yeah.
Okay. Not really the best, but it's the most recent that I can remember. So, back during like Valentine's time, we had like a huge rush because it's a specialty chocolate shop, so everyone wants stuff for their lovers. And this guy comes in on the phone and he's doing a meeting on his phone. And he's like, "I want these two chocolates in two separate boxes. And we have these like miniature boxes for truffles, and they only fit truffles." And I'm trying to tell this guy, "Hey, I can't fit this chocolate in the box." And he's like yelling at me while he's on the phone, "I want this in this box." And I'm trying to reiterate, "Hey man, if this is for your wife, this is not gonna work. She's gonna be pissed about the goofed up chocolate that's squished and destroyed." He proceeds to yell at me and go, "I want this effing blah blah blah. I want this effing chocolate. I want it in this effing box, you effing degenerate. Put it in the effing box like I asked." So I just look at him like, "Oh, okay." And so I squish it in the box and destroy the chocolate while trying to get in the box. And then I think like 2 weeks ago, he comes into the store again, and I almost started crying because I immediately recognized him, and I felt my heart drop to my ass.
Oh no.
Fun times.
Wait, what happened? The sound cut out.
Oh, did it cut out?
Yeah, so it left off at him coming into the store the second time around.
Oh, it's just I recognized him and he wanted the exact same thing, and I immediately felt pure fear because I didn't want to get yelled at and berated again.
Did he ask for a mashed chocolate again?
He did.
What the? Maybe he wants a divorce.
I have no idea.
One time I was it was like the first time I ever worked Christmas. Yeah, maybe he likes it that way. It's just weird. Maybe they have like a degrading kind of sex life or something. I don't know why smashed chocolate would be degrading sex life. But anyways, I worked Christmas the first time in retail, and it was a clothing store. And we were getting a really long line. We probably had like there was only 2 cashiers, and had like 10 to 15 people and counting because people were starting to line up. And this lady so I was trying to ring people up and like fold the clothes and put it in the bag, blah, blah, blah. This lady got angry at me because I didn't fold the clothes properly. And she scolded me for improperly folding the clothes. And so for the rest of me ringing her up, because she had quite a lot of stuff, I would scan the barcode and then pass it to her while she angrily folded the clothes and put it in the bag herself. And I was like, whatever works, dude.
Oh my god. Honestly, though, handing it to her and having her fold it is such a power move.
Well, what she did is at one point she like took it out of my hand. Like took the piece of clothing out of my hand, and I was like, whatever, lady.
Oh.
Yeah, you're on your own. Why is it not working? Does it work now?
No, I do not hear you at all.
My voice chat's not working. Maybe tourists are not even that bad thinking about these stories. They were entitled, right? But very, very rarely yelled or such. Yeah. Or they were just not drunk enough. The other thing too is, because I've talked about this with my friends who live in Europe, and in America, we have like a customer service culture of the customer is always right. And in Europe, that's not necessarily the case, you know? Like one of the things that I thought was very interesting was whenever I had to call customer service for like the internet when I lived in England, was that I had to pay per minute that I was waiting to get on the line with someone. And I always just thought that was the oddest thing, but also represented a completely different culture. Like in America, you would never do that. And then you would just like, I don't know, like one time my game completely loaded. Like I was, now you have like where you don't even have to talk to the person, you could just chat with them. And I remember just about a week or 2 ago, I made a order, but the order for some reason was for pickup and I asked for delivery. And so I used the chat box to see if they can switch it to delivery. And the guy said, no, blah, blah, whatever. And at the end of it, he's like, "You were the nicest person I've talked to all day." And I was like, "Are you serious? Like, even in chat, people are terrible." Like, I I don't I I don't know how it is in Europe because I haven't been in Europe for a while, but here in America, there's a lot of angry people and they like to take it out on the people who are doing the customer service. Oh, wait. Settings. I'm still trying to figure out how to fix this. Yeah, customers are super entitled. Not all of them, of course, but there's a lot. Yeah, there is a lot. It always surprises me too because I don't feel like oh, I did something. I mostly have just weird stories. Like one I remember is a group of Chinese businessmen coming in, picking up random stuff all over the store for like $1,000 or something. And after paying, they turned to me and one of them asked, "So what are these, by the way?" Oh, I want a customer like that. That sounds great. Not that I work in customer service anymore, but that would be great. Yeah. Ox probably has like better stories than us. Ours are all like, we went home depressed and cried ourselves to bed to sleep. Man, I can't figure out why my mic's not working on Discord. My current main annoyance with customers right now is everyone is angry, and we have security now. You have security because that's how bad it is? That's terrible. Voice activity. Automatic. Oh, can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Wait. So is it so bad you need security?
Yeah. I literally just finished typing it, but basically everyone is like, "Oh, you need security for chocolate." It's like, no, it's for us so we don't get murdered by the homeless. It's bad.
Wow. Do you work in like a ghetto area or something?
I live in downtown.
Oh, no.
It's really bad.
Yeah. It says, Ox says, or we were asked to approach everyone. What is weird? Oh, I'm going to assume you said, which is weird to me, but most of the people seem to like it. So I approached one of the customers and he literally fled the store in panic. Probably that they had to speak English or I don't know.
God.
He just got like, you saying hi to him gave him the worst social anxiety and was like, fuck this.
Poor dude.
I get it. There's sometimes that when people talk to me, I'm like, no, it's not the time.
You would hate coming to my store then, because our policy is that we have to approach every single customer. It's like, "Hi there, welcome to blah blah blah. How may I help you today?" It's like, golly.
Yeah, I used to have to do that. I used to work in Beverly Hills, and I worked in 2 different stores at this mall, and in both stores, we had to always greet the person. It did not matter what we were doing. You always have to greet the person. I got in trouble one time. I got written up at work one time because I didn't say hi to every single person who walked into the dressing room. And we had probably over 100 people in the store that day too. And we just had this huge long line of people trying to use the dressing rooms, and I got in
That's so
trouble.
stupid. Even for a clothing shop too. It's not like it's food service where you're trying to host the people, you know?
And this was a day where like so many people were coming in and out that I had a mound of clothes in this big basket because of just how many clothes were coming through into the dressing room. So it was just like I was really annoyed, and so I trained myself from that day to say, "Hi, how many clothes do you have?" like every single time so that I could never get in trouble for that again.
Oh my god. Yeah, I think the only time I've ever gotten in trouble without for not greeting someone or anything was when there wasn't too many people and I was in the middle of a project and my assistant manager looked at me and was like, "You gotta greet everyone and to say it properly." I'm like, "Damn, okay."
Yeah. Yeah. People get, I don't know. That's why I don't like retail, at least in America. It's just terrible. I loved working at a tattoo shop because I worked at a tattoo shop while I was doing retail, I think, at one point. And it just like opened up my eyes to a different world. I was like, oh, I don't have to be nice to everyone.
That's honestly though, that's why I kind of like my current job too. It's like, sure, I have to greet every single person and be like, "Would you care for a sample today?" and stuff like that. But if they're mean to me, I don't have to be nice, which is the best part, honestly.
That's good. I hate the jobs where you have to be nice. Oh,
hmm
this is not working.
I like the slow zoom in on the crotch.
I didn't mean to do that. And then it was like also like stalling the VTube studio. So then my mouth didn't move and then it started moving really fast for a little bit.
So weird.
Yeah. I'm still learning how to use that. So when are you going to stream?
Oh my god, I don't know. Okay, I could technically tonight. That is a huge Priscilla.
This is the Priscilla who stomps on buildings. Like Godzilla. Priscilla,
I love it.
Godzilla. I'm trying to figure out a way to put that together, but I can't. Oh, wait, did you find the reviews?
Oh, kind of, yeah.
Oh, wait, let me. I have to read this to Ox. Whoa, this is very long.
There's some shorter ones.
Let me make myself smaller. I'm just gonna read the first couple paragraphs. This is a cautionary tale, and unlike most of the other reviews on this product, this is a true story, and its authenticity can be qualified by a small news item that appeared in the Toronto Star's local news section during the month of April in 2013, much to my chagrin. I'm sorry, this is great already. I would consider myself a prudent man, not given to bouts of outspokenness or craving attention, and certainly not one to rock the boat. On any given day, I can be found reading a crime novel on a park bench in the middle of the city, soaking in the opulence of nature while nibbling on my tuna fish sandwiches and fending off the ferocious gulls and squirrels that threaten to spoil my repose. This is me, law-abiding and introspective, which is why it came as a shock to me to find myself incarcerated. Wait, is that... yeah, incarcerated because of the devil's confectionery, Satan's sweet meat, Lucifer's lozenges, the horror that is known as Haribo sugar-free gummy bears. Wait, this is Haribo gummy bears? I didn't even look at the product on this. It is.
They don't sell sugar-free anymore after the incidents.
Yeah, I didn't know it was like a big company that did this. I'll set the
Yeah,
scene.
it's
It was late winter, early spring in Toronto, and the city had just been digging itself out from a late season snowstorm. I was heading to Pearson International Airport for a red-eye flight to Amsterdam in order to give the Dutch arm of our company some training in the new software that has been installed. I'm going to skip that part. I had just finished packing, checked the time, and found I was running late. My flight was at 7:10 p.m. and it was now almost 5 p.m. Cursing softly, I ran out of the car and threw my bags in the trunk, hitting the gas a little harder than usual in my haste to make it to the long-term parking lot as soon as possible. Luckily, traffic was light on the 401 and I made it to the airport in record time, but knew that my chances of making the flight were still at risk if I didn't use my time wisely. I hadn't eaten since lunch. I was feeling a bit hungry, my stomach rumbling loudly in protestation. It's a weird way of using that. Which caused me to look around at the other travelers rushing past me in the busy terminal. Mortified that my bodily noises might be heard by others, I briskly checked my watch and decided that I had enough time to grab a quick snack before going through the baggage check and security, and would get something more substantial once I checked through security. I spotted a vending machine nestled in a relatively low traffic corner of the terminal and rushed over, already pulling out my credit card and mentally assessing what I had a craving for so as to save time interacting with the machine. My eyes scanned the colorful array of confection quickly, coming to rest on a tantalizing rainbow-colored bag of gummy bears with the simple white and red logo Haribo emblazoned across the bag in what appeared to be a slightly tweaked Helvetica rounded font. I don't know if I said that right. Now I'd to pause here in the story for a moment to underscore the importance of making proper choices. I was hungry. When you're hungry, you should eat food. Food is defined as a nutritious substance that people consume to maintain life. That is what food is. These days, the definition of the word food has been bastardized, and the meaning, has not been broadened to include veritably. Is that even a word? Does he mean right? Okay, whatever. Any material that can be digested or rather chewed and swallowed without causing death or severe illness. Haribo sugar-free gummy bears are not food. They aren't even from this planet. I imagine this origins being conceived in a boardroom in hell by a top team of creative pain administrators with senior level demons rubbing their hands together in ghoulish delight at hell's chief chemist slowly lifts the veil on their new creation. The point here being, I made a very, very poor choice. I pushed the button and the vending machine ejected the brightly colored bag into my awaiting hands. I had always liked gummy bears. Then they were bright but rather innocuous. They weren't overly sweet so as to become cloying. And of course, each candy came in the visage, I don't know if I'm saying that right, of a rather happy, docile bear reminiscent of the picture one's mind's eye holds of all anthropomorphic bears from Yogi to Winnie. Wow, this is really long. Why did I commit to this? Where did I leave off? Oh, the way I figured it, I was taking a bit of a holiday from life so I could relax more fastidiously regimented daily schedule, a little to allow for some frivolity. You know what? I'm skipping this. Where we need to get to the part where he's dying. As I gave the attendant my e-ticket and she weighs my bags, the first of the pains began in my stomach. I thought nothing of it at first, chalking it up to the fact that I needed something more substantial than gummy worms. to tackle my hunger. But over the course of the next 5 minutes, the shooting pain began to come in more rapid succession. At this point, I had my boarding pass printed, and rubbing my stomach a little, I proceeded to security. I briefly entertained the thought of trying to find a restroom before going through security, but at that point, my discomfort was manageable and didn't think it was, this guy's grammar is bad. Didn't think it was going to get worse. Certainly not within the amount of time it would take to clear security. I joined the line and started, wow, this is going for a while, just a sec. I can't see chat right now, so I'm just gonna. Haribo did an oopsies then. Oh, not the vending machine. The horror approaches. I'm scared. Yes, we need to get to where he's dying, but he's only dying briefly. This is getting. Did you see how long this is? Look at that. He wrote a book on just one. Okay, let me see. I'm gonna go here. A sudden shock of pain racked my body, and I half wondered if I was going to give birth to a Tasmanian devil. The crazy fever-induced image of said cartoon animal chasing Bugs Bunny through the splashy volcano shit kettle that was my stomach caused me to elicit a short maniacal bark of laughter as I approached the metal detector, a wild distant look in my eyes, sweat now beginning to pour off of me like a long distance runner in Kenya. The security agent on the other side of the detector shot a quick glance over to her coworker, who narrowed his eyes and made a subtle movement towards his holster. My breathing became uneven as I entered the metal detector and realized with alarm that I had taken off my socks without even registering it, and one of my shirt tails was untucked at the front. I held my breath, my eyes bulging dangerously from my head as the machine scanned me as I shakily moved forward towards the agent for a pat down. My stomach began to elicit sounds that can only be described as otherworldly. It started off a sort of bubbling sound heard from afar and grew in pitch and intensity at the alarming rate. My jaw dropped in shock as what I can only describe as the sound of an agonized welling alley cat in heat with persistent Doppler effect added to its voice emitted from some nether region of my intestines. The officer's eyes widened in alarm, and she kept her eyes glued to my stomach as she thoroughly patted me down. As she reached my shins, I felt my innards suddenly expand and plummet towards my rectum. With cat-like reflexes, I squeezed my sphincter shut with what seemed like nanoseconds to spare, and I knew that if I didn't get to the bathroom immediately, I would shit myself. Oh my God. With a Herculean effort and all of the strength that I could muster, I forced my butt cheeks together, knowing that one false move would open the floorgates. I began to walk like a duck, trying to remain as inconspicuous as possible, not even caring now what other people were seeing in front of them. A disheveled, barefooted 40-year-old businessman, red-faced and bulgy-eyed, sweating profusely, shaking slightly, and walking without bending his knees with single-minded intensity. I grabbed my carry-on shoes and socks from out of the plastic tub that had passed the X-ray inspection, and without putting anything back on, I turned on my heels with the intention of finding the nearest restroom and slowly dying there, one squirt at a time. But that's not what happened. I turned to go and found myself staring at 3 armed agents who stopped me and asked if I would follow them. "Why, what's the matter?" I stammered, wincing slightly to the act of speech seemed to strain the tenuous and extreme fragile truce I had negotiate between my bowels and the tempest that raged within. I have to go to the bathroom right now, I pleaded. Just follow us, please, they said, leaving no room for argument. The other travelers, clearing the security check, stared with curiosity and revulsion at this spectacle unfolded before them, whispering amongst themselves and hurrying to pack up their belongings to get far away from me as possible. No doubt assuming that the airport had nabbed some sort of domestic terrorist. If I hadn't been feverishly trying to hold back the eruption of Mount Vesuvius, I likely would have died of shame. He's still not at the restroom. I am convinced he's going to shit himself. With each step I took towards the room that they ushered me into, I felt that my legs would give way. I marveled at how strong the human body, I'm assuming, could be. Marveled at what was essentially patching a hole in the Hoover Dam with bubblegum could actually be sustained indefinitely. Maybe I would make it through the ordeal after all. The room they brought me into was an examination room. I had pretty much stopped registering details of my environment as my consciousness closed off all but the absolutely necessary functionings. Breathing, ability to walk, but I snapped back to reality when I heard the snap of rubber. The slow dawning of realization poked through my agony and stoic resolve as I turned to face an agent donning rubber gloves. Oh no, this sounds terrible. Sir, we are going to perform a cavity search on you, a young, fresh-faced agent stated in a firm but emotionless voice. His short-cropped blonde hair was immaculate, and for a crazy moment, I wondered if he was an actor. And this was all some sort of elaborate practical joke done to amuse bored kids watching YouTube. He must have taken my tortured silence for resistance because he looked at me sharply and said, "Lower your pants and underwear, please, and face the desk." Panic started to grip me in its icy grasp, and the sudden adrenaline threatened to destroy my sphincter's bulwarks and rend my anus in two. I inhaled sharply, and with a pained gasp, I doubled up my efforts to clench my cheeks together. "Sir, please," I begged, deferring to this kid in an act of desperation. "I have to go to the bathroom. You can follow me into the stall if you need to, but I had some bad Haribo sugar-free gummy bears, and now I feel like..." But they had stopped listening and smirked at each other. Two of the other agents, a tall, dark-haired female and a shorter, balding, fat man, looked away from me and could see them shaking a little as they stifled their laughs. "Sir, face the wall, put your hands on the desk, and spread your cheeks," the young agent stated, a lopsided grin on his face. But I began to protest, and then the fresh shock of pain forced me to stop and lean on the table for support as an ungodly howling rose from my stomach, something between the dying moans of a woolly mammoth and the sound of a bubble wrap popping underwater. I exhaled shakily, and my focus began to narrow as I rallied for the final battle, shaking uncontrollably and sweat literally raining down onto the tabletop in front of me. I turned to face the wall and heard a meek childlike voice pleading from somewhere in the room. "Please," it said, and then again, "Please." From somewhere within me, my mind recognized that this sound was issued from me, although my consciousness had now begun to separate from my body, and I held my breath and prayed to God for strength. "He probably has some heroin or something up there that opened up," the female guard said as part of me that I'm going to skip. "Probably high as a kite. Look at him." The shorter guard agreed with a snort off to my right. "Spread your cheeks and bend over." "Please, please, please, God, please, God, please, God," I whispered in desperate maniacal mantra, not even aware of my surroundings anymore. I felt like I was lost in an opium fog with a half-snatched images and sounds filtering through to create a nonsensical version of reality. Another volley of pain tore through me, and I involuntarily leaned forward over the desk. My focus completely narrowed now to a spot on the wall 2 feet in front of me. A curious imperfection in what seemed to be a whitewashed stone wall. It was a dark blotch about 5 millimeters long and shaped like a smiling bear, a yellow dancing bear, no a green bear, no red. It was all the colors of the rainbow. My God, it was beautiful. Just, what's going on? It's Haribo, not heroin. It really is at this point. It just took something as simple as a slight breeze to trigger Armageddon. That's all. No trumpets, no fanfare, no fire raining from the heavens, no dogs and cats living together in harmony, no finger on the button, no prophet to predict it, no nothing. As I stared at the rainbow bear smiling and dancing in front of me, my mouth agape, drooling eyes glazed and bloodshot, face coated with the sheen of sweat, I heard the softest sound, an exhalation from the young agent behind me, and then at the same instant, a warm air of his breath feather across my butt cheeks. For just a moment, maybe less, maybe a split second, even a nanosecond, I felt the presence of God there with me in the room. As neurons began to misfire at a blinding rate, nerve endings bristled and muscles twitched reflexively. I stood on the brink of 1 foot hovering over the edge, and then without a step, I found myself plummeting. With a sound like an extra large plastic ketchup bottle being run over by a Mack truck, my sphincter released. The pressure of the blast pushed me hard into the desk, and the legs of the desk screeched as they scraped across the floor. My body remained rigid for a moment, and I experienced a relief that can only be described as orgasmic in its purity. My eyes rolled back in my head, and my tongue lolled out of my head like a half-retarded dog, and I emitted a low, sustained groan and grew in pitch as the filthy torrent pushed its way out of my body. Tremors racked my body, and I must have looked like a fish out of water with an endless stream of shit firing out of its ass. Other sounds and sensations started to filter in now as my consciousness began to materialize once more. The muffled scream of a dungeon filled with prisoners near death radiated from my stomach, the rushing sound of liters of liquid trying to escape through an aperture too small to accommodate it all at the same time, the omnipresent sound of chunky liquid spattering against a hard surface with great force, the high-pitched screaming of a woman's voice calling out to God, another voice sobbing uncontrollably, imploring to make it stop, and my own ecstatic monotone well. When my ordeal was eventually run its course, I was left panting for breath and wobbly-legged, half crying, half laughing with relief, barely lucid and feeling as if I had birthed an elephant. My colon felt like someone had poured chili sauce all over it and then sent it in a colony of fire ants to eat it. Through my sobs, I heard the sounds of dripping, like when the sprinklers are eventually turned off after an office fire, or after a thunderstorm when the willow that overhangs a pond continues to rain down long after the sky has stopped. From behind me, the sobbing continued, and I heard someone trying to speak into a walkie-talkie, but nonsensical words were all that the man could speak, which sounded like the ravings of a lunatic. Oh my God. What is it? I bet $5 this guy will be fined for this, even though he just wanted the Forbidden Bears. Oh, absolutely. Those poor workers are scarred for life. Totally. Okay. Where was I? With great relief, I have to get off after this too. I have to feed my animals, by the way. With great relief, I slowly pulled myself off the table, legs trembling, my stomach eliciting one last sound, a loud, prolonged gasp bubbling that eerily resembled a pig orgasm. I slowly turned my head to survey the devastation, and in that instant, if I had a pencil or some sharp object, I probably would have gouged my eyes out in revulsion, and the smell was enough to drive a man insane. It was the stench of rotting potatoes mixed with sulfur and ammonia, cooked in a broth of chicken feces, left to age for 2 weeks in a yeasty stew at the bottom of a French outhouse. After half a whiff of this ghoulish brine, I immediately stopped breathing through my nose, but the taste was to remain in the back of my throat for months to come. The young agent had taken the brunt of the foul witch's brew, and at first I couldn't process what I was seeing. I thought somehow the young blonde kid had been spirited away and replaced by a brown golem or a ATV rider that had spent the better part of the day driving through every mud puddle he could find after a torrential downpour. With some degree of compartmentalization, I came to understand that for some unfathomable reason, this kid hadn't moved or hadn't been able to move through the entire fecal deluge. He had weathered the entire assault head on like some sort of hero from Greek mythology. I had given this poor schmuck a one-man's shit bukkake that would make Brazilian pornographer wretch with disgust, and he was still in the same position he must have been from the moment of first impact. I tried to comprehend how he must be feeling, what he must be going through psychologically, but it became evident very quickly that he had become very broken, no doubt forced so deeply within himself once the fire hose had been turned on that there was little to no hope of him ever coming back from it, certainly not without extensive psychotherapy or a lobotomy. I looked beyond his quivering, catatonic, crouched form to see a perfect outline of him cut out on the white wall behind him, either side filled in with a dripping, opaque layer of alternately pulpy and runny fecal stew. Ugh. Those words grossed me out. I noticed 2 quivering masses at either extremes of the room and realized they were humanoid in form, although caterwauling that was coming from these broken creatures was just blubbering gibberish. And this was the tableau that was burnt into my mind's eye for eternity. Needless to say, I missed my flight. In fact, the next week is a blur. I had a vague recollections of an army of hazmat-clad figures looming through the brown landscape of the soiled room, the slopping sounds of rubber boots squelching in puddles of fetid, detritus, uncontrollable welling and animal-like sounds issuing from the mouths of creatures that had been traumatized beyond their capacity for being put back together. The complete loss of sensation from my waist down as I rolled through the room on a waterproof gurney. Its wheels struggled to surf on top of the shit-soaked floor. I spent a week or so in the hospital, enclosed in a well-ventilated sealed room with suited doctor coming in on the hour to monitor my vitals as they tried to rehydrate my body. I had apparently expelled every available drop of water from my body that was possible to sustain life without for a short period of time. All of my clothes were incinerated in the hospital's crematorium, and the soiled bag of Haribo sugar-free gummy bears was never recovered. This is my story. It is inconceivable to think that this kind of product can be sold legally and be misrepresented as food. I was lucky I survived. But as for the families of the survivors and the survivors themselves, they will forever live with that trauma of the events that took place at Pearson International Airport on the snowy day of April 2013. Yes, Ox, this is the 11th anniversary of the April 2013 incident. Every year, I like to read this to remind ourselves of how lucky we are with the jobs that we have, that we don't have to get shit all over our face. Oh my gosh, that was insane.
That was pretty long.
That was really long. Oh shit, I forgot that I was still in chat, in voice chat.
Yeah, I muted so you wouldn't hear me giggling.
Remember the Pearson Airport of April. Yes, never forget our fallen shit soldiers. They sacrificed a lot to protect the Pearson International Airport.
Never forget, never forget.
Oh my gosh. That was so funny. Even if it's not true, I want to believe it's true.
It's so funny, dude. I love those kind of reviews.
Dude, this must have taken that guy so long to put together. The next review is from the janitors. They're like, we've never tried Haribo sugar-free gummy bears, but we have definitely cleaned up after Haribo sugar-free gummy bears.
God, I would hate to be those janitors.
Dude, seriously. But then the part that makes it feel like it's realistic is the part that he's in the hospital, because if you do get covered in shit, you do have to be hospitalized for it.
That is true.
For a possible infection and everything, not just because of dehydration.
Mm-hmm.
But or this person's knows their medical knowledge. I don't know.
Never know.
Never know. The real
Haribo printed all over it.
You know what's funny too? I don't really like candy, but my favorite all-time candy that I can binge eat is Haribo gummy bears.
No. Oh no.
I'm not joking either. It is actually the only don't do it. Yeah, I haven't had gummy bears this month. Yeah.
You know what's funny? My family and I bought that pound bag of sugar-free ones.
Oh no.
It didn't hurt. We ate it a little bit. It didn't hurt us, but we threatened to give it to my mom's coworkers because we didn't like them.
That's terrible. You are basically eating Russian roulette with Haribo gummy bears. Yeah. At least in 2013 it was. I probably didn't eat that much gummy bears at that time, because I was in England, I think, at that time. Maybe? I don't know, actually. Okay. I actually do have to get off. My animals are they've been surrounding me this entire time. British England, yes. I used to live in England for a while. I wish I could still live there, but it's actually really hard to get a visa there. Yeah, anyways, my animals are flocking around me like a dead corpse because they are hungry and they want their food. So I'm going to
All right, go feed them before they start eating you.
Yeah, are you gonna stream today, Kat?
I'm thinking about it.
You're thinking about it?
I'll let you know.
All right, well, let me know. I am gonna get off. Thanks for keeping me company, guys. Feed them before they feed you. You know what? I will not put it past my cats to do it, but there's only 3 of them. However, I don't know if you could hear her, but my dog has been like pissed at me while I was reading the story. She's been whining at me and like throwing hissy fits. So I think she will pin me down while the cats feed me those gummy bears. So yes, I'm going to get off.
All right, go get off.
I don't want to die by gummy bear because I don't want to shit out everything.
Get out your heart.
Yeah, I don't want to shit out my heart. I want to keep all my organs inside for now.
For now, okay.
For now. I have surgery in 2 months. They might have to pull out an
Oh.
organ.
Well, that'd be fun. Can you
Yeah.
keep it?
You know, I wish I could, but I think if I were to keep it, I would have to be probably a medical personnel. But yeah. I'm not getting organs taken out though. I'm just getting organs cut up.
Huh.
Yeah. All right. I'm getting
Anyways, yes, go.
off. Yeah. Gotta stop talking. Bye, Ox. Hopefully your shift is almost over and you could go to sleep. Or not go to sleep. You could just stay up and just become delirious. It is perfect timing. Awesome. I hope you have a good sleep or not, whatever you choose. Bye.